Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Polygon MATIC. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Also, there's a donation link down below in the description. If you want to donate a few dollars to support the kids in Gaza, feel free to do that. And without further ado, let's jump into the TA. So taking a look at the daily chart, you can see we are retesting this support block once again. I've talked about this block for a very long time, and the fact that we're supporting it once again, or holding it rather, goes to show that this is an important, a very crucial level on this chart. So back in 2022, we had a few retests of this block as support. Prior to that, we had a back test of resistance in May 2022, and then we broke above here in November 2023. We had a nice back test of support the same month, another test of support in December, and once again a few times in January 2024. So there is a good chance we're going to be going all the way down to the bottom of this block, which is 69 cents. That is going to be a very good entry as well, and ideally, we want to be holding this as support, of course. But if there is a market-wide capitulation, we could see a massive, retracement back down to 55 to 50 cents, somewhere around these levels here that we were testing back in August and September 2023. If you don't have any Polygon MATIC coins, I would probably start buying at the current levels. Around 75 cents is a great entry point if you had those buy limit orders set up already. If you've been watching my previous videos, then you would have been setting up those buy orders and you're in the markets. If you have a really good position like me and you entered it down here, which we did, and I gave the buy alert on Patreon, so we entered at 54 cents roughly, and we are up approximately 50%, maybe 60%. I think we entered at 53 cents, I'm pretty sure. So we're up approximately 45% from that entry. And of course, we were up much higher if we actually took profits here in December. But of course, we're not looking to do that. We're looking to hold long term. This is a very bullish project in my opinion. So once again, if you have a good position, I would probably wait until we drop down below this blue block. If that happens, anything below this blue block is a very good steal for you. And if you don't have any tokens or any coins, this is where I would start accumulating at 78 to 75 cents. Really good prices. Now we can identify a bullish divergence here. You can see the RSI is printing lower lows while the price action is printing higher lows. And this could lead to another retracement to the upside, potentially taking us back, to the top of this green block to 94 cents roughly, maybe 84 cents, but somewhere in this green block we could have a retracement to that level and then another move back down. If this is going to play out, of course we can invalidate this and we can just start dropping very quickly on the daily chart. If we have a capitulation, if we have a black swan event, if we have China banning crypto once again, we definitely are going to see a pullback in that case. And then you should have some spare funds on the sidelines, of course, and you should be sweeping the lows if you're bullish on this project. If you see Polygon MATIC, right, tomorrow at 54 cents, you don't need me or anyone else to tell you that that is a really good entry. So do your own research. Of course, this is not financial advice, and I want to switch over to the weekly chart right now. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly, you can see we are in a nice symmetrical triangle here, and we are potentially going to be retesting the yellow support trend line once again if we end up seeing a massive pullback. That's going to take us roughly down to 55 cents, which is still going to be bullish because we are going to be printing a higher low compared to this low in September 2023, and that is of course a higher low compared to the low in June 2022. If you entered here, that would have been perfect, and we were buying Polygon MATIC at these levels as well, and we took profits at I think 80, 75 cents, something around those prices there, and now we bought back in here at 54 cents. So Polygon MATIC is looking really bullish because we're very close to the apex of this pattern, so to the end point of this symmetrical triangle, and the closer you are to the apex, the higher the chances of a breakout. So once that breakout is going to happen, we want to keep an eye on the volume. If we have volume indicator showing us lots of money coming into MATIC, then that will essentially confirm the breakout, right? That's going to mean that this is not a fake out, and the fact that we're going to see a breakout and hopefully we're going to see a nice impulsive move to the upside, taking us to at least $1.33, that is going to be an impulsive breakout. The volume will confirm that, and we're supposedly going to be out of the so-called bear market for Polygon MATIC. You can also see this March 2023 high. That is going to be a very important level for us to break, and hopefully we can do that. Once we do that, I think it's clear that the next target in 2024 is going to be the all-time high if we are able to do that, because we are in this symmetrical triangle and we've been it for a very long time, and I can definitely tell you that looking at 34 cents is not going to be, this is not a possibility for us. Like dropping down to 34 cents, I don't know what has to happen for that to occur. Like we need another war breaking out, hopefully not, but you get my point. Like we need another COVID maybe for us to drop that low all the way down to 33 cents from the current prices, rather from that local top to 33 cents. That's like a 76% drop. I don't think that's going to be possible, right? Of course, anything is possible in the crypto space, but something as bearish as that needs to have a strong catalyst. Other than that, feel free to continue accumulating within the realms of this apex here. And once you have the breakout, I'm probably not going to be buying any more Polygon MATIC after we see the breakout. If we do see a dump below the, let's say, 200 EMA on the weekly, I'm probably going to be accumulating more coins, especially off of the yellow support trend line there. And yeah, that's my plan at least. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, you can see that we're on the verge of breaking below the yellow support trend line. If that does happen, I would be eyeballing this over here at 40.8 on the index. We did have a retest of that level back in May 2023, and before that in September, or actually October 2020. So another bounce off of that before we head up is likely if we lose the yellow support trend line. Now, taking a look at the MACD here, you can see we're curling for a bearish cross. And if you take a look at the previous bearish cross that we saw in April 2023, if we just zoom in here, you can see this happened over here at $1.15 roughly. And then we saw capitulation. So we saw this move to the downside, back to the yellow support trend line. And the same thing could happen here. We have the bearish cross, which confirms the downtrend. After that, we head down, the MACD heads down, cools off, the stochastic goes down, cools off, the RSI comes down, cools off, and then we have the bullish cross confirming the uptrend. We have a bounce off of the yellow trend line, and off we go. That is a very bullish outcome, in my opinion. If that ends up happening, good for everyone who still hasn't bought in, because you'll have a really good entry point off of the yellow trend line. I can't stress that enough. And of course, we could see a few wicks below that, like we saw here and like we saw here, but I think this is a scam wick. But a few wicks below the support trend line is no biggie. That's totally fine. That just goes to show that that level is actually a support, because if you see those wicks there, means people are actually buying below that. They think it's extremely cheap below that trend line. So if you see the price below the yellow trend line, that's even better. But that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know what are your targets for the bull market. We're going to be looking at $5 at the bare minimum, and $10 is going to be our maximum prediction for the bull market. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and take care.